Hey, it's me, your friendly neighborhood, Mr. Rogers of Stonks. What's going on? Right now, we are looking at some bold news, right? It's new news. It's like fun news that is absolutely a kick to the teeth of Robinhood agreeing to pay, a slap on the fine. I keep saying slap on the fine, but it is a fine, slap on the wrist fine here. AMC currently at 0% on the day, give or take. A margin of error currently 0.1% up, green for the first part of the price action upward, a bounce from the EMA at 56.25, so 25 cents off of that. I think I'm currently live. Yeah, it's because you guys have already slammed that like as soon as you guys came in. 50 likes through the door. Love to see that. We're going to go into the after hours today. We're going to have a couple of conversation talking pieces, especially since we need to first ring that bell. That is for the power hour just underway. AMC and GME already taking a rocket. I guess the bell did it. The bell is doing the magic here. Both AMC and GME had just taken a chance to reach for the high heavens. AMC has gone up to 56.73, GME up to 212.90, both of which are off of crucial supports here. GME off of its simple moving average, and AMC off of its 200-day EMA. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do we make for food? We just had some delicious burritos with dried meat and eggs. It's fancy. It's tasty. And it was a wholesome meal. Like I said, we have Hector's family staying right now, and it's a fun time. Hanging out, making it feel like it's a real family. Moon Platoon. We be family, but there's a family out there cooking you home-cooked meals. That's a different feeling. We got the bell. David Tong got himself 10 more shares at 209. Florian says, do you think it's too late to change the broker? Rip off that Band-Aid, Florian. Go ahead. Reach down deep in the description of this video and grab your Webull link and switch over here. Got 2 free stocks on the way. Wow. AMC pushing up to $57. Not the high of the day. We got all the way up to 58.18 earlier, but this is a fantastic power hour push. Hashtag trended. We're having a power hour push for AMC to go back up into its pennant. And like I said, if AMC has a couple of 15% days ahead of it, altogether that could be the 50%, right? A couple of 15s together, just 3 of them, would be a 50% rip on AMC's price action. Jarrell says, can you please marry my sister so I have free stock advice 24/7? Ape strong together? Well, I think a couple people in my life will have a couple questions to ask first. Machacado, I think is what it's called, unless I'm just saying a random Spanish word here. Bitcoin is actually going under 34K, is that right, Howie? It's still above. I'm still looking at it. 34,700. Still looks like it's far above. Look at this perfectly timed stream here. We need more y-axis for GME. Let's cool it down. Bring down the y-axis a little bit. GME is pushing up just 70 cents shy of its daily high of 214. Power hour push sounds like you're taking a poop. Keith, you're not wrong. Get it trending. Get it trending. All right, and a reminder as to who is currently in the answering for these problems, right? In the lurch for these responsibilities here. Robinhood as one of them. Congress questioning the top executives in the GameStop frenzy 4 months ago now. That was back all the way in February. Had 3 congressional hearings to be able to suss out exactly what they did wrong. Apparently, it was nothing. Apparently, they did nothing wrong, and they're not going to change anytime soon. Howie says 265, Andrew. Okay, Howie, I'm excited for it. I hope you're right. I have my fingers crossed that you are right. Nearing up to 1,000 people in here, guys. When we get that like counter equal to number of viewers, we're going to be able to start gathering a little bit more speed as we roll into the after hours today. Howie says, watch and learn. Tendies, you won't believe. Next millionaire. Let's take a look at this video.
I solemnly swear to affirm that the testimony you will give before this committee in the matters now under consideration.
Look at that. Look at Alexis. He was completely different looking.
I want to know how each of the witnesses here today and the companies they represent contributed to the historic trading events in January.
How did they?
We have headlines and finger pointing, but we don't have the facts.
The facts remain that we had a lot of negative pressure on both of these stocks for much of the day, and now looks like GameStop has achieved its brand new high at $215.22. AMC still right above that $57 support, has not yet reached the $57.60 next level of resistance here. GME, darling favorite, crossed over that $214.70 level of resistance. Let's see if we can sustain that price action. A couple of red candles say it will be a fight. The sweater's coming off. The sweater's coming off. It is game time. Carlos Santana is back in it. Howie Roseman is calling it all day. Howie, I can't wait for you to be right. He wants 265 by end of day on GME. You got about 30 minutes more. I think it's doable. I think you've got something going there. Rebecca Stevenson says, I'm thinking they can't keep this up for much longer. I think so. Mendo420, thank you for coming in the chat, spreading some nice compliments around here. That's the good vibes that we're waiting for, looking around for. All right, let's keep on trucking forward. Tom Evelson saying margin call coming in soon. It seems like these green candles that bring us from support to support is feeling a lot more like uncontrolled buying pressure than just the normal bullish retracement. Let's see if we can pull out the short interest on AMC. Here's that Ortex report. Aha, 10 million short interest. Well, slightly less. Let's say 8 million short interest difference. There is 8 million shares short that have now been put back according to Ortex. Still, a substantial number. 18% short interest is nothing to scoff at, but an interesting development. Let's take a look at the options chain as well. Look at that. It's like someone painted an abstract portrait here. Another $5 million at the far right side. Somebody is betting big or losing big. Right? Somebody has put huge bets once again at the far right side of the AMC options chain that one day AMC will be at 145 or their contract is worthless. If it expires out of the money, those 145s that have been adding day after day would be absolutely worthless. On the other hand, $40 strikes have $5 million of puts, nearly $1 million in calls, and $4 million in puts at 50. These aren't technically deep in the money, but this one is. $40 strike deep in the money, $25 strike deep in the money puts. Deep out of the money puts. So these puts are deep out of the money, the calls are deep in the money. So there's some battlegrounds going on with AMC at around $25 or $40. Somebody is being as bullish as they are bearish. So bulls over here hanging out with their bets that AMC will raise all the way up to 145. Bears over here, or perhaps manipulators over here on the $40 strikes. Llama Mama says it's 80 degrees in Chicago. There's a little thing in California called air conditioning, but we don't have it on, so that's why the sweater has to come off. Always says pay attention to BlackRock is rising with GameStop. Makes sense. They do have a position. How to calculate averaging price when buying up or down? Oh, that's simple. You have a number, you have how many shares you have at your whatever average price, and then you take the number of shares that you're going to buy, add that to the number of shares, that's your denominator, and then multiply the number of shares by the new price that you want to buy at, add that to the original number of shares that you had multiplied by that average price, right? So that is the numerator divided by the total number of shares that you'll have after you purchase the number of shares that you want to purchase. Carlos Santana comes in again with the wisdom, all of these bees and no honey. 215.28, another sharp rip. You've probably seen this before on GME, something slightly smaller, a sharp rip and then a slide. This is the newer edition of the much larger rip, but then a slide. This slide comes in with essentially lobbing a ball up in the air and then watching it slowly come back down. Now that said, the simple moving average comes up to save the falling price action. Let's see if we can bounce here at this blue line. Okay, that's just AMC. Let's take a look at GME. GME, nothing but out of the money puts. $6 million plus $2 million at 100 and 150 respectively. That's very different from yesterday's deep in the money puts. So yesterday's deep in the money puts, including the day before, adds up to around $30 million of puts deep in the money. Here is the main offending culprit at 380 and 390. $12 million of puts plus $13 million of puts. Those have now flip-flopped onto the other side. GME is now at the out of the money puts. Someone is calling for a GME price action to go back down to 100 and 150. The world of these stocks are starting to track very similarly to how Austin Tobit was forewarning. Bay Area has that good old marine layer. What's heat? Flowing Raven says, my dad will love you again soon, probably. Chris Stevens saying, how does it literally manages to jump to 56.75 and then dumps directly after? Well, 56.75 was the last run here. That blue line that is currently playing with the price action, that's nothing to overlook. We need to be able to cross this simple moving average with a strong clean break in order to retake 57. Kitty Meow Meow says, really love to see some rockets on AMC here. Money, money, money. Alright, that's that Ortex update from AMC side. Remember, we did have new FTD data that came out, so we'll cover that closer to after hours. We'll take a look at GME as well. Wow, Ortex is reporting a historically low short interest for a GME. That is T+2, so this is data from Monday. Okay, there's some reckoning to do. We not only are at the end of the quarter, we're at the end of the month, we're at the end of this Wednesday, so not at the end of the week yet. But I just learned that Mondays will likely be closed on Monday as observed Independence Day for the US. Hivemind, someone will have to confirm that. Daniel Choi says, come on, give us power. David Morgan said, that's a conservative number, exactly. Does not count all of the naked shorting, only what Ortex can actually see. And we already saw the SEC confirm how to hide short interest in the options chain. Ryan Moser comes back down to the Chipotle stock. How can Chipotle be above $1,000? Come on now. That makes no sense. Vernon Jeffers is asking about the 2 million put wall on AMC stopping us. Well, we do have deep out of the money puts these days. Something that I noticed is that we've only had calls really as part of the suspicious options chain. Recently, it's been nothing but bullish bets on AMC. Let's take a look at the 25th, right? There's some battleground at the $50 strike, but overall, those are out of the money puts that have not yet been in the money. Those are $50 strikes. AMC hasn't seen $50 at the very least since the 25th. And of course, we see ramping up more and more in the money calls, all the way down to $30. Someone is betting that AMC is going to stay above $30. Oh, to the tune of 20, 30, 33, $36 million worth of calls. T-Bounce says market is closed on the 5th, right? Alan Party says confirmed. My job and bank are both closed Monday. Long weekend for America's birthday. So, this week is not only important for what it stands for, coming into the remembrance of no taxation without representation. There's no way that we are not going to let our democratic voice be heard in the system of, hey, would you like to with your buys and sells vote for which stocks are going to succeed and which stocks are not going to? Well, that's too bad. The manipulation in the system makes it so much harder for individual investors to be able to play the same game. And whenever the hedge funds start losing, they end up taking their ball home with them. Right now, we're playing with the GOAT. We're playing with Michael Jordan. How do you stop Michael Jordan from being the GOAT? Don't ever give him back the ball. So we're taking our ball and we're playing our game now. GME has a double top at 215, but wait, what is this? A green candle that is halting this bearish pattern. David Morgan says the whales are just eating up the price until the next leg up, kind of like last time. Remember, the original AMC and GME like slump, long consolidation, was exactly where a lot of people started losing interest and losing their hands, diamondness. And then AMC went skyrocketing from $10 all the way up to $70. So it's very similar, right? History's repeating itself as we speak. Double squeeze watch. Hold the ball. We have the ball. We're not bringing it back. Okay. Howie Roseman says the world will run by GameStop on the blockchain. Remember, the NFT is coming out in mid-July. No one is selling. No one is losing hope, says Valeria. Steve for Prez says crazy Kenny G will still be rich. His clients will still be rich, but they will lose a lot of money. And XX High Rida is saying exactly what this chat needs to get the message out, to get back up to the 2,500, 3,000 people that were in this chat before. We need to slam that like button, right? Slam it good, because we were close to that 2,000 like counter back during the other live stream. So we will again do a giveaway at 1,000 likes on this video, and we're going into the after hours, so we have plenty of time. 12:34 over on the West Coast. Make a wish. Jansen Sims says, why are people spelling hodl the wrong way? But you just spelled hodl with a D in front of the L. So in that sense, you're already part of it. Seabound says, I demand attendee storm. Kirk says, who else is from the UK around here? Yeah, roll call. What kind of representation do we have in this group of apes? Conceptual Logic says, smash that like. Blazer Dave says, that's sweet, sweet like. That beautiful. Mwah, love that like here. The Fuddruckers fuddlers. Hold on. My notebook of possible names for people who don't smash the like button. Fair weather, fud-fearing, foldler finger, fidget sellers. Or they could just call themselves stock roaches. Detroit Rockers from Chicago. Very cool. Florida, Texas, Missouri. West Coast gang. Texas, Canada, Florida, Minnesota, New Jersey, Cleveland, Ohio. We got Pittsburgh. Boston, says Gregory. We got another Texas, Ohio. We got Eastern North America. Is that Canada? How east are we? Let's see. I am splurging on tendies when we moon, says Excalibur. Jeffrey Cruz says Chicago. We got a couple of Texans in here. A lot of Texans. Louisiana, Maryland, Virginia, Singapore, Alabama, Oklahoma, NorCal, Austria. See, there's our non-American in the chat here. Chicago, Northwest Burbs. People's Republic of New Yorkenstein. Give a shout out to my girl, Rebecca. She is drawing Professor Meatball and me. John Smith. Shout out to your girl, Rebecca. How's it going? We have Earth. Skier dude has the one true answer. We're all from Earth. Hotlanta, Germany, Stamford. We have Kentucky, West Virginia, South Carolina. You guys are representing the whole of the millions of ape holders here. That's the way that this world works. You meet a lot of interesting people you never would have had contact with if you didn't know about the stonk. Hong Kong, Italy. Give him a like, Chad, you Chad. Says BTS Sandwich. Norway. We have Arizona. Is that another Castle, Germany? Or is that the same one? Hong Kong from Toronto. As we continue to learn more about where our ape brethren are from, AMC dips below its EMA, continues going below its VWAP, continues going below its 50-day EMA as well, and now currently holding at that mental barrier at 56. It has 25 cents to go before it hits an actual support. Is there any point where we have been supported 56 before? Yes, right here. So this 56 had also acted as resistance and then multiple times as support. Looking like that we do have to draw this trend line at 56. A little lower. 56 flat, and I hate this drawing tool. There. $56. Touch point here as a rejection, touch point here as a support. And now a new support that just brought us, look, we put the line down in the sand, brings the price action right back up to the EMA. So currently trading run between $56, the new level of support that we drew, and the dynamic 50-day EMA here. Dylan Muller says, I'm from Hodel, USA. We have a Sweden here from Carl. Canada, Sacramento, Alaska, Taiwan, El Salvador, Zurich. I'm coming to Europe soon. I'm coming. Going in December. Is Europe cold in December? What would you say? Would you take a vacation in Europe in December, Europeans? Dandroid and Cyborgs says, Andrew, buddy, thank you for being with us here every day. My pleasure. Glad to be with you. McRae Massey says, I've been looking like crazy. If I find it, it's all going to AMC and GME. Tempest Seraphim says, Tizzle sizzle into hizzle. What's up? Uh-oh. Think you just got me banned from multiple no-fly lists now. I can't be speaking in rhyme. Skiing in Germany. Oh, that's nice. Europe is a lot like Eastern North America. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. It's cold. It is cold. Unless you like snow in most places. Peter says, no, only South Europe countries then. What are South Europe? Like Greece and Italy? Does that count? Because I'm planning to go to Greece and Italy. 56.20 and rising. Red Foreman 005 was an important piece of regulation. It came out. It got people excited about its potential. Still haven't seen its still haven't seen whether or not it prevents FTDs from cycling. If it does, then we'll have one more FTD cycle, which means we need to give it 15 to 20 days. Depends on whether or not you believe in T plus 21, T plus 35, and its potential crossover. Aw, John Smith is going to start a charity called Amomon and Co. because apes do apes do care. Italy, Spain, Portugal is warmer than most of Europe. Thank you. This is good advice. This is how we learn here. Who needs a Google search when we have a group of apes telling each other recommendations? Let's take a look at that algorithm. Pull up a couple of Lux algos. This is all data from Monday. Sorry, the Ortex data is all from T plus 2, so that's from Monday. AMC. Strong sell, that's what's happening right now. We had a strong buy when we came all the way up from 55.90. Got stuck at 57 and change, and now we are currently trending right between $56, the new level of support, and the 56.29 50-day EMA. That's a very small channel to continue trading in, but I guess nothing is as small as GME trading in between 209 and 210 for most of the day, and now finally coming back up around 214. Currently, it's 50 cents below. Ooh, the Italian Riviera, beautiful place. I've heard good things about Sarajevo. I've heard a lot of great things about Bosnia. Ibiza is a ghost town in December. Oh yeah, I was there. I was in Ibiza in December. That was like 2-3 years ago. Amy Gilbert says, Webull approved me for a covered call. What would a covered call be for AMC? Well, there are a couple of options, and I'm not going to tell you which one to take. But you could go in and consider selling a covered call at the far right side of the options chain. People are buying them, right? People are buying calls at 145. That means that if AMC goes to 145, you have an obligation to oblige that call once exercised. And another piece of it is you can sell at the money calls, which is a lot more of a risk appetite on you, right? Because it's going to be a little easier for those calls to roll into the money. Obviously, nobody wants to waste money, but there are a lot of bulls right now that are buying calls at 145, right? Do you want a hedge fund to make that money, a market maker, or would you want to? You want to buy a covered call? There's always those at 145. If you want to sell a covered call, that's your obligation to do the research and think about what you're doing with your options activity. All right, AMC pushes past the 50-day EMA, currently trending right below. It's a little sluggish because there's 4 different dynamic resistances above it right now. Hayden Buck, it's all about when they shorted the stock. If they shorted it all the way back at $4, then they're going to lose a lot. They're going to lose bucket loads, and they don't want to. They would rather ride this bet all the way into the ground or ride it until it pays off, and we're not letting it pay off. None ya business. Google says, got Lux Algo, used my code to save on my 1-year plan and made the cost of it back in one trade. It's a great tool for sure. None of your business. I agree. I have very, very few times seen the Lux Algo be incorrect. So none of your business. I appreciate that testimony. Trey had a successful surgery? Good. Fantastic to hear. Guys, throw those apes in the chat. It was always going to be a minor surgery. I had no doubt in my mind it was going to go well. Still, fantastic to be able to confirm it. Blazer Dave says billions and billions and more billions. How can you tell how many people shorted stock at a particular price? It ends up being whether or not a regulation is in place that would force them to tell. Right now, there isn't. I'm not going to be... William says, I'm not going to be happy until I see a GameStop in every AMC theater. And that's... I'm not going to bargain. Got to see a GameStop in every single AMC theater. Good job, Meatball. Want another one? Stay. Don't... He's just chilling in the back. Red Foreman says, it's going good today. Not as humid today. It's the dry heat that kills here. Honestly, I prefer a dry heat. It feels like a hair dryer. Hair dryer in the face. I would rather that than have to drink the water because drink the air because it's so humid. It's like soup. Coming from Chicago, you guys know what it is. You guys know how it feels. 400 likes. All right. I'll just do one more shout out. Right, we're giving a drawing at 1,000 likes. It would be cool to see more Moon Platoon members in this chat. Chris Stevens. I did not. Is this on the Twitterverse? Let me see. Because usually he tweets about this, right? Howie says, sucks in Chicago. Very humid. Yeah, summers in Chicago are very hard. No, well, the last time Adam Aaron tweeted was about Fast and Furious 9. And he said that he is listening to us. Listening is the key to success. William says, welcome to Florida. The weather is soup. I seem to remember that the weather is like soup in Florida. Oh, everyone is now eligible to participate in available IPOs. Seems like SoFi Invest has changed their policies. Trayvon Nixon says, how is it that we own the majority of the stock, but the hedges are driving the price down and dictating what the price is? Unfortunately, the people that are in this chat right now, right, we know what to do. We know what the data is. However, the people that are holding the stocks is millions and millions of people that currently don't trust each other. So apes are strong together, but too many apes fearing uncertainty and doubting, that is going to be exactly what it takes to break the ranks that we have been amassing, right? We have been trying to get people to understand what the point of the unique once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that there is here for months. It's okay if they don't want to listen, but that's the reason why, if we have 80% of the apes that control the share, why we would still see our own undoing by our own hands. David Morgan's like, huh? What about SoFi? Right, you get $50 to invest in whatever you want for free with SoFi if you invest, if you like fill up your account with a certain amount of money, and it's where I keep my 6-figure trading portfolio. Every Moon Platoon, Space Legend, and Gorillionaire has access to that and understands what I'm trading, where I'm trading it. It's a fun way to be able to interact with the community, and it does support the show. Chris Maxey is asking about how do I use Lux Algo. It is in the chat, pinned in the blue chat. It's the one with Angelo Money. It's the chat that's not moving as you read the live chat, or it's one of the first links in the description down below. Let's see. Cheesy Golem saying, I would like to ask what the first thing I'm looking for when I'm looking at the chart if I were to buy. Thanks for noticing non-membership chat. Of course, Cheesy Golem. It's all about the questions that any ape or ape. I was going to say Tom, Dick, or Tom, Jane, Dick, Tom, Dick, Jane. What is the saying? What are the three names? Anybody that comes into the chat can ask a question. The first thing you want to notice about the chat is about the charts is that you go into the indicators if you have Webull, right? You can do this in almost every trading app worth its salt. If you don't have the ability to do this, probably should start thinking about clicking the Webull link in the description and getting yours for free. But you would then want to turn on the VWAP, volumetric weighted average price, this orange line that often plays important roles in potential bounces, such as this one here, a double bounce off of the VWAP from this price action. The next thing you'll want is the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence indicator, to give you a better sense of when bullish momentum becomes bearish. For example, if you're expecting if you're expecting GME to rip here or double top, you can just look at the VWAP and see where that slope is going. Once that slope starts to peter out, then you know it's not a bounce off of this signal line. It is actually a crossover waiting to happen. Tom, Dick, and Harry. That's it. Tom, Jill, Jane, Dick, Harry, every single person. That's the first thing to notice. And if you have trouble following exactly what is the bullish and bearish indicators, probably Lux Algo is a little bit easier for you. People have already been asking what Lux is and how to access it in the chat. Just press the link in the description and get 20% off with the code AndrewMoMoney at checkout. Remember that is an offer that's not going to last forever. Ash Kubero is asking about that bullish pennant. Let's zoom out a little bit and see. Yeah, something you'll notice is that we broke above the bullish pennant the day after we confirmed the bottom. We confirmed the bottom, dipped underneath. During the pre-market, we ripped above. You notice that this price action, this green candle right at the beginning of market open, was off of the bottom of the breakout zone. So once we broke out right here, a lot of people attempted to remedy this with the next days of trading as a potential break already. 59.90 proved to be a tough resistance, and now we are currently trending sideways, but still at that breakout level for that pennant. This is exactly what happened back in the middle of June, which is why we're not too concerned. Cheesy Golem, of course. BTS sandwiches, I only paid the first one. They had to eat 14 pounds of Freon 3 times in a row. Huh? This company installed a brand new AC wrong and it broke, and it really broke. Okay, got it. I'm like, eating Freon sounds like a bot. Sounds like you're a robot. GME, baby. Lucinity is asking what stops them from using dark pools to cover. Well, Dave Lauer says dark pools is nothing to worry about. Austin Tobit had no qualms with what Dave Lauer said, but still, he mentioned that there's more to research about exactly what dark pools are for, right? They're for smaller cap companies to be able to trade without having the worry of actually putting quotes out. And that's the only difference, is that prices are quoted in the lit exchanges. They're not in the dark pools. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same. AMC price action has now seen one red candle off of the EMA. There it is. John Michael says, what's my thoughts on Wish? First of all, how is Wish doing? Wish is down another 2.5%. I mean, it's not ideal for the price action to continue like dragging, but that's currently the world of AMC and GME right now. We have these vague sell signals halfway through the day that bring the price action to once again around like 2 to 3% either direction, or sometimes less. Right now, AMC is only 0.5% down, and we have 5 minutes left on the day. We're gonna move into after hours, of course. After hours with Andrew Mo Money. You guys are already front row. This is your voice when you said, "Huh." Huh. Ben Fury the Fourth, Eating Freon, new band name, called it. Let's get Monken trending. It's the new hodl. And what does Monken stand for? Chris Stevens says, I guess after further researching, he removed previous share offering dilution from market so it couldn't be shorted and use it to pay debt for AMC. Okay. Gloria's asking if we're starting a new pennant. Pennants are created with volatile price action from an uptrend, right? So we need to have an uptrend first before we start a new pennant. Or from a downtrend, right? Otherwise, but if it's from a downtrend, then it'll be a bearish pennant. The charts show up and down. It's about faith. Freon shots with a bowl of paint chips with guac. Oh, but the guac, it's usually extra, but this time it's on the house. Bo Gumby is in here. What's going on? Blazer Dave says, just watch the action. Don't worry about the price. Carlos Santana says, let's go apes, smash that like so the numbers make sense. We got to get that math make sense. It would be nice. Matt Telford says, hello, Mr. Money. On a call option strike price, the most money you can lose on that call option? No. So it seems like you're asking about buying a call. The most money you can lose on an option when you buy it is the premium itself. That stands for both calls and puts. No matter what your position, you can only stand to lose your premium because you just don't have to exercise the option. As soon as you do, though, then it's no longer an option. You're just holding a position if you had a call. Laser Dave says, keep your emotions out of it. Put your stupid comments in your pocket. Anybody know where that's from? What if that was a trivia question for today? Would anybody know where that's from? 3 more minutes. We're standing. We're standing, Meatball. You see this? See this? We're standing. The power of stances. William says, how do you come up with bull flags? Or should I just look up bull flags? Well, you could look up bull flags to start and confirm your own suspicions. But then I will do some TA 101 during the after hours, so make sure you guys stay put. Has ETC 005 affected AMC yet? Hasn't been shown to. Remember, it is crippling the short hedge funds of one of their abilities. Be able to leverage one asset, one pledge to multiple different pledgees. William says, science is what she blinded me with. Matt asked another question about premiums, but I already lost it. Power pose, guys. Come on. Pose. Get the blood flowing. Make sure you're not sitting in a chair all day. Flowing Raven says, I see this as a complete win. AMC at the end of the quarter. This is the last minute of the quarter's market action before after hours. Jordan says, I feel like I'm sitting on an atomic bomb, waiting for it to go off. I have that bell ready. AMC becomes green on the day. 30 seconds left. Less than that. Less than 30 seconds, and AMC sees a rip above its 200-day EMA all the way past its VWAP and makes itself green for the day. The battle of 56.51 has commenced, been advantaged AMC, and now seems like AMC is going to crush it. Oh, that was premature. I think we have maybe 10 seconds left. 56.56. 56.56, really? Oh. Oh shoot, it's 1 o'clock. The day is over. 56.56, no cap. Wow. Sweater goes back on. Welcome to the After Hours with Andrew Mo Money. I'm your host, Andrew Mo. This is Professor Meatball. And as we watch and have to decompress and actually fully understand what we just saw, 53 million AMC volume today. The lowest volume AMC has seen in I think the entire month of June. 56.56 is green for the day, 0.23% up, with a previous close of 56.43, 13 cents up on the day total. Open was red on the day at 55.95. The high was at 58.18, and AMC is just green, just turned green with the last minute candle. That's right. You guys all saw. We were all there watching the same charts. It turned green with the final minute of the quarter. That's poetic right there. GME at 213.90, up 1.5% on the day, with 2.44 million volume. Now that said, I remember in June we saw a GME with like 1.5 million volume at the end of the day. So this isn't the least volume possible, but a GME also reached up to 215.28 today and a low of 206.94. Now we know that Ortex had a pretty surprising, Ortex had some pretty surprising news. In fact, that is that's the title of this video now. Ortex has surprising, as I updated short. Ortex has surprising short data, but the hands stay diamond. We know that they would want to be able to hide as much of their short data as possible. Right now, AMC dipped 6%, down nearly 8 million total shares short. That's shares that we can actually visibly see, all the way back down from nearly 20% short interest all the way down to 18. As a reminder, this does not include the total amount of naked short. GameStop, on the other hand, has an even greater change, 10% down on the day, which means it has now dipped into below 11% short interest at 6.44 million. So as of right now, we have explained not only how the SEC documentation explains what you can do to use the options chain to cycle through short interest, but we also have the options chain acting the most suspicious we've seen in a very long time, swapping, flip-flopping from in the money puts and calls for both of these stocks respectively, and both of these stocks now, as of today, have these deep out of the money puts with bearish bets, but they're far out of the money. Monday says Meatball fainted. Meatball says, okay, your broker might say something different. At the end of the day, Webull will consolidate that price action. Doesn't really matter. It means that it is still green. Green, and we'll get more green, says Dave Ray. Great day, Andrew, for learning info. Allows us to know we can be confident for many reasons. Yeah, 7 reasons. Last time I counted, an ant. Go away. 7 reasons last time I counted when we made a video about it yesterday. So yes, you are looking at the actual options chain for GME today. Looks a lot like what we saw on the 28th, but this time around it's fewer puts, but all out of the money this time around at $100 strike and $150 strike. At 28th, we saw the inverse with these deep in the money puts at $380 and $390. Essentially, someone would like to sell $380 GME shares, well, who wouldn't? GME is not worth $380. So that premium alone is like over $200 just for the privilege, just for the chance to be able to sell GME at $380 or $390 strikes respectively. That's $25 million of in the money puts from 2 days ago. Now, if we consider today, it looks pretty much the opposite. $100 strike, $150 strike on the left side of the options chain. Smash those ants, says Joey. Steve Press says they've been putting a lot of anti-GME and AMC FUD today, so it makes sense how they would try to suppress this SI percent now. Tomorrow they will be claiming the squeeze is over. So predictable. Millennial Lifestyle says, hey Andrew, click that like, guys. Also, did you discuss Ortex again? Sure, I just did. Happy to do so, guys. Make that math make sense. There's 2,000 of you in here. I want to give out something to one of you. We already gave out something to A Tobit as well as a random guest. So if you guys are a random guest, which you are, go ahead and slam that like until 1,000 so that we can give out something from the merch store or a one-on-one with Professor Meatball and yours truly. Peter says, LOL, how is SI percent going down when there is no price increases? Doesn't make any sense how they cover and the price is not increasing. Scott Price, thanks for the very nice words. Best dang show on YouTube. BTS sandwiches, there's no way anyone has covered GME or AMC. The short numbers going down is crazy pills. All right, so let's take a look. Alarming numbers to say the least, negative 9.64%. That could be a fun little segment. Alarming numbers with yours truly, Andrew Mo Money. Right now we're looking at down 10% in short interest, 10.65% of the free float. Right, Ortex is only, after scraping 85% of the market, seeing 6.44 million. Now that said, this is only from the lit exchanges, and this is only from the what Ortex can see after the options activity. Right, we've already seen from SEC documentation of how to hide your short interest all the way back in January inside the options chain. Jezebel says that she got some new bath bombs today. Ooh, man. Lee Burns says, where did you get the real price? The real price of AMC or GME close we'll just update when Webull and the other brokers agree in the back end. Happy birthday, MW. Oh, yeah. Throw some cakes in the chat. If it's your birthday today, congrats. Let us shout you out. There's always a place for inclusivity here on the channel. What is this, a live stream for ants? Those ants. We have a little bit of an infestation right now, but we took care of a good amount of them during the break. Oh, man. Steve Press says, it's not alarming when you know how many tricks they have to hide the short interest. Aha. Now there we go. JC says, definitely has nothing to do with the 400,000 out of the money puts for July 16th. Oh, of course not. As a reminder, guys, take a look at the sheer amount of out of the money puts for AMC today as well. At $40 strike, at $5 million of puts from today alone, and $25 strike, $2 million. Someone's dropping millions of dollars on the left side of the put options chain and millions of dollars on the right side of the call options chains. Both of these are far out of the money and both of these are unlikely to go into the money. So something else is going on. In fact, at $145 strike on the right side, we've been seeing AMC get slammed with those optimistic bulls every single day, right? So $10 million on the 21st. Go back to the 22nd and see. GL says, you can wish me happy birthday tomorrow, bro. GL, I'm getting excited too. $5 million the next day on the 22nd. Just look at the far right side of the options chain. $146 million at the 23rd. Mark M says, last summer I bought an anteater, have not seen an ant since. That's a satisfied customer. BTS sandwiches, break that like button. Cause it to bleed. All right, back to the 25th. Will the Lux Algo be available until the 20th? Definity, at the very least, they will be ready by then. All right, this is what Definity is trying to ask about. The Lux algorithm with the strong buys and sells for not only the GME and AMC saga, but also for Bed Bath & Beyond, right? Up and coming meme stocks, any other stock you can think about, as well as the crypto market, right? Let's take a look at Doge real quick. Doge USD. And see how many opportunities you would have had with autopilot on in cheat code algo to make some serious dough, right? Strong buy signals each of these times, even in a bear market for crypto, you would have been able to jump on here, get out there, jump on here, get out there. Each of these has been a correct play. If you just take the buy and sells, you might be trading a lot, but if you have a pattern day trader account with Webull, it doesn't even matter. So that's the reason why it's such a good pairing of tools. Webull, which is entirely free, and Lux Algo, which is 20% off with the code AndrewMoMoney at checkout. Dave Zine says, Andrew, hedgies know we use Ortex and that it only covers 85% of prime brokers. Did they borrow from uncovered brokers to return to Ortex brokers? Dave, now you're starting to think like an investigative researcher. Monday Crawford is wondering who Hector is. He's the best friend. He's the guy with the coffee in the morning. He's the roommate, the guy who lives with me. Let's see. Bruce Wayne is in the house. I invested in AMC at $13, put 2,500 pounds in it. This is British Bruce Wayne. Made a ton of profit, but do you think it'll still rise? We have been covering the 7 reasons why AMC and GME are on the precipice of the squeeze. And if you want me to list them out again, well, we can just all watch that video from yesterday. Just kidding. That would be a little too meta. Check that out on the channel and make sure that you have already slammed that like and that subscribe button. What's the signal on Micron Tex in Lux? Yeah, we have some time now. We're going to answer more questions about AMC and GME, but once we have all of them answered, we'll cover other stocks that you guys care about. GME and AMC both just contested their VWAPs and the after hours, right? Might be the end of the month, might have been the end of the actual trading hours of the last quarter of Q2 of this quarter is officially over. We're just currently playing in the after hours. Hector's this guy on the couch. No, that's Meatball. It's easy to confuse them. See, Meatball wears the tie, and Hector is a human man. And he wears glasses. Well, Meatball wears glasses sometimes too. That's where the confusion is coming from. Lord of the Holder says, all the news and info coming out should have translated into some green price action, not this sideways trading. The blatant manipulation increases day after day. So disgusted. Gusto Agi wants to see the pennant again. Yeah, I'm just going to show you a picture of it. There it is. Just imagine that. So currently what we're doing is looking at the macro pennant on AMC. This yellow charting that you see here with that golden pennant is where AMC fell out of that bullish pennant the day before it was supposed to break out and then came back in. Right now is what we're looking at in terms of the pink is a day and a half of trading outside of the pennant. Right now, we are actually fully outside of the pennant, but trading at the same level as a potential breakout and waiting on whether or not that pennant still will give us the life juice we need. Keaton Rija says, so if hedge funds make more money buying up huge positions in dark pools so that it doesn't drive the price up and then sell off during regular hours, driving the price down, can't they keep scalping? Keaton, they can do that according to that theory. They could do that anytime they want, right? They could just sell on the lit exchanges and then buy on the dark pools. They have the responsibility of turning billions of transactions into only thousands and millions of blocks. So when that comes back around to it, they can decide when to execute them. The question is whether or not a lit exchange is different from a dark exchange in terms of actually affecting the price. The only difference, according to Dave Lauer, Mr. Whistleblower, data scientist man who probably is going to come on this show once he's finished with some of his stuff. Austin Tobit has been wanting him to come on the show since 2 weeks ago. We will see. But that man said about dark pools that they still track the exact same mechanics as the lit exchanges. The only difference is that there isn't a price quote on there, which by itself has some manipulation tactics directly tied in, but is not relevant to whether or not you can hide and scalp your price action. Monday Crawford really likes Hector's name. Chelsea says, if a hedge fund which owes file bankruptcy, how does that affect the payout covering shorts? Why wouldn't they just bounce out Chelsea? It is an automatic system to margin call the banks. When the high frequency trading algorithms turn around and say, my bank has no ability to cover all of its debt while AMC and GME prices soar or while the rest of the market tanks. Either one of these, which is why the last video was called margin call or market crash. Either way will allow the hedge funds to be put into hot water, which would initiate the margin call squeeze. In fact, this price action that we're seeing right now could just be us paying attention to the after hours consolidation turning into a potentially more interesting day. This is already more interesting than half the day, especially when it comes around to GME. Dr. Henry Sr. says, when you take a look at other stocks like Volkswagen, yes, we can. Skirm01 Mel says, thanks for clearing that up. Very hard to separate Meatball and Hector. You're welcome. JB the Cook, do you hear the people buying the stocks and the greedy men is the sound of the people who refuse to be the poor again? When the peasants learn their game, you can see the fear deep in their eyes. Is there more? I love Les Mis. Personally, I can't wait until Broadway opens up again, but with potential snags in that timeline, I'm getting more antsy. No pun intended with the ants. I am Will Lee. You're absolutely right. Volume was the lowest it has been in a long time, which is exactly the same pattern as when AMC and GME broke out of their holding prices. GME was back at $10 during the same time, like a month and a half ago. Let's see. Sounds like an imposter in the chat. Well, if an intern is working for Citadel, hello. You're on the show with Andrew Mo Money. If you are an intern who is currently spying for Citadel, did you know that you can just quit and work for me? That's right. If you want to whistleblow on Citadel with whatever illicit activity that they are doing, you can just work for me instead. I am poaching Citadel interns as we speak. That's the new policy. Mr. and Mrs. T says, nincompoop bots are not happy. We finished green today. Nincompoop bots is the brand new name of the game. Is that threshold thing the reason it can 10x in 13 days? Remember, when the threshold list was given to GME, that was back, I think we saw something about it being put on the list in like the end of January. A couple of other reports said that GME was on the list as of like December. Either way, within the 13 days to 30-day time range, 13 days is like roughly 3 weeks of trading. That was when GME 10x its price from, well, 20x its price technically, from like 20 some bucks, 10 some bucks, all the way up to 400. Interns, come on, do the right thing. Monday Crawford says, we all make our decisions on whether we buy or sell and when. You can say what you would do, but don't have any coordinated actions whatsoever. No financial advice, even in the slightest. Justice says, come on, interns, to the ape side. We have cookies. Hi, from New Zealand. What's up, Dan and Emily Dixon? Glad to see you guys with us. AMC and GME having some pretty healthy growth in the after hours. AMC might even take $57 if the hedgies that have gone home don't look. Dion says, why is oh no, did he get cut off? It's but then with a dash. Threshold list was January 21st and it started moving. So that's what I reported on. So one of the 7 reasons for what the squeeze is going to happen is because of the threshold list yesterday. It doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't matter if it was beginning of like January. It doesn't matter if it was end of December. It doesn't matter if it was the 21st of January, right? After being put on the threshold list, AMC GME skyrocketed. So AMC is on the list right now, and if you don't see within 24 hours immediate change, does that mean you suddenly just stop like looking at very clear positive indicators? What a lovely day. BTS sandwich with like fruit basket. Let's see. What's the highest price a stock has ever gone before? What a fun trivia question. Hive Mind, what is the highest price that these stocks have gone? Now, if you ask that question maybe like a couple months or maybe whenever these two squeeze, that number is going to be a lot higher than whatever number we can come up with. Fong Nguyen says, I just bought 1 share of AMC. Oh my gosh! 1 share! 1 share to rule them all. Even Venmo's trying to get on in this broker chain gain here. Hey, we're real close to 111,111 subscribers, which means we make a wish when we hit that milestone. If you guys are planning to stay for a good time and a long time, that like button and subscribe button is waiting for you. Let's see. Holly Costin says, homemade banana bread for all the interns. Berkshire is huge. BRK, over 300K, the Warren Buffett stock. The most shares ever been is 415. Oh, so close. This close. Do you think AMC could be like DeGazv? What is that? That sounds kind of... Does that sound kind of familiar? Glowing Raven says, how much manipulation can a manipulator manipulate before he manipulates too much? We're about to find out. Join us next time on SEC Might Do a Thing. Sev11 says, is it possible for the squeeze to happen after hours or pre-market? Certainly, previous squeezes have happened, right? Not mother of all short squeezes, but potential gamma squeezes have happened in the after hours. We have seen AMC reach its highest prices ever in the extended hours, $77, right? Otherwise, people will be using 72 instead. It says, can't forget the crayons, Carlos. Willie Stonka says, what is this news I'm reading? I also want to know. If my mods can help me find the news about Adam Aaron, I'm happy to cover it. Let's see. Diego says, in other news, Diego, we talked about Bill. I have no thoughts about this until I read it more. I'm not going to talk and open my mouth about this until I actually see the article. Kitty Meow Meow says, I'm sure to cover this at some point, but I work while I listen to you. Where do we stand on that monster pennant? Let's just zoom out and show everybody. Actually, let's do it on the hourly. Excuse me. Andrew's starting to take allergy medicine more regularly. There's that monster pennant, and here's us. First thing that you'll notice about the price action. You guys are getting a little sneak preview of today's video. But the first thing you'll notice about this monster pennant is that it didn't perform correctly the first 2 days it had the opportunity to break out, right? So right around this box is where the breakout could have happened. I'm going to highlight the bottom of this pennant or any potential area that it could have broken out. So when that price action was heading down, consolidating right at the bottom of this pennant, we drew this pennant roughly around, I want to say here. You guys can check the live streams to be sure, but we drew that pennant here when I saw multiple points of confirmation, and all I was waiting for was a downtrend to support itself basically right here. That didn't happen. When that didn't happen, I was basically like, oh shoot, I guess hedge funds are stronger than they look. And then we got supported back the next day. So within 48 hours, we were back in the saddle. This was already far outside of the pennant. And then we ripped all the way from $40 to $65. Now let me draw this in yellow so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. So we had the potential to rip here, did not, fell below the pennant, came back up. Then at the point of breakout, went all the way back up to the top of this pennant. So that's currently where we are right now. Take a look here. The same area of breakout was given the day that AMC dropped back down to the 54, 55 range. So right there was the potential for AMC to reach the top of this pennant and then break out fully. When that happened, it broke all the way up to $60. Actually, that day it hit 61 and then went back underneath that $60 range. That is because that's the 360% retracement from January squeeze. Very difficult to be able to change that milestone. Last time we crossed over 60, we stayed above there for all of 3 price points, right? A head and shoulders here, 1, 2, 3, and we came all the way right back down. That's currently where we are right now, with the potential of AMC swooping back underneath and holding right now at the breakout price. It is currently at that potential breakout price from yesterday. So now that you understand, let's go back. Actually, you get it? Huh? Okay. John Rion says, "Congrats on 110,000 subs. It's because of you guys, like Sammy right here. Like, check mark. Subscribe, check mark. Followed on alternate media, check mark. Love Meatball, check mark. Easy. Too easy." Keaton Reha says, "We need a Lux Algo tutorial, Andrew." Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to search Lux Algo on YouTube. Then I'm going to search Andrew Mo. Andrew Mo Lux Algo. And then you come around and you see the first thing that you'll be able to play around with this Lux Algo predicting the next gamma squeeze. There has all of my settings, has a tutorial of how to set it up, and it's just a fun little video with me and a monkey. There might not be a monkey, but there definitely will be me. Triangle confirmed. Head Monroe says, "Stupid question. Can you explain pre and after market and how it affects the stock price at opening?" Head Monroe, the market is still open for business. The fact of the matter is not every broker has the ability to allow you to sell and buy after market and pre-market, but extended hours is treated the same as the price of the stock continuing to trade on free markets. Right? How does it affect the price when it opens? Well, it's going to open at whatever price pre-market dumps it out at. So that's why it's important to be able to cover. That's why it gives you a sign of populations that be trading with more advanced machinery, right? Bots be trading around here, so there be bots, there be monsters, and there be savvy people like you, maybe, like Professor Meatball, maybe, right? That continue to trade during after hours and pre-market and drive the price action with a far fewer apes, bulls, and bears from all 3 sides. Less volume allows you to be able to trade with more certainty of what your actions are going to do, which is oftentimes why big stack bullies and financial institutions that are much larger than the individual investor get to hold more weight. Let's see. Chan says, "Yes, Lux Algo tutorial." Dave Zane says, "Invest in pennants. They're big right now. So hot right now. Pennants go burr." Oh. Monday Crawford still likes the name. Loves Hector's name here. Angelina says, "Sell your blood." You don't need to sell your blood to buy the stock. I'm not going to tell you to sell your blood or don't. Just remind yourself that you're not investing more money than you're willing to lose, because that would literally be blood money inside the market. Dion says, "Thought today was going to be a boring red day. Missed out on some dip buying." Dion, that is the FOMO right there. That is the opportunity cost right there. I'm going to switch out Meatball's tie. It's going to be a cute little green plaid tie here. Plaid tie. You get a new tie. Perfect. Gabriel says, enough of this TA talk. Play with me, Paul. Well, I gave him a new tie, so there it is. Gloria says, so can we tell our broker not to borrow our shares? Yes, Gloria. Just Google how to switch my account from a margin account to a cash account. How do I turn off lender buying? All of those will be able to get you to the right tutorial to make sure that you are not ending up hurting your own squeeze potential. Let's see. Blazer Dave says, not a blood advisor. Blazer Dave says, bias confirmed, future calls on penance. Aww. Angelina says, I need the immune cells from blood, Andrew, because lupus destroys mine. Well, for Angelina's sake, that's a completely different issue, right? For your own portfolio, but for Angelina's sake, that's a different issue entirely. Let's see. Oh no, Cooking with Rick and Rye. I haven't seen your questions. I'll try to answer them now. I'm scrolling up and I haven't seen them. So here's what I think happened, Rick and Rye. It's because you might have included a link, or you might have said a flagged word, and that it doesn't go through the live chat. So in that case, I don't even get to see it. Nobody gets to be able to tell me that you said that. So I'll be making sure to answer your questions in the future. Just say it like a one sentence thing from time and time again to be able to help me understand where you're coming from. But Rick and Rye, let me know if you have another question. Let's see. The Diamond Armor says, how much is that short data on Ortex? Let's take a look. Just as the title suggests, some tomfoolery has occurred. It's not down 6.38%. Right, so that's 17.96% here. That is down 8 million short interest from just yesterday. We were covering almost 100 million, briefly ripped above that, and then dipped back below. Same thing with GME, although it is even more staggering, a 10.65%. So that's what is currently being shown. We know that there's more in the naked shorts that we cannot measure. But boy, howdy, does it feel like it's very, very weird to see all of this start to coalesce together. That means that we are still fighting a good fight. Monday Crawford, who is the troll? Troll in the dungeon. Edward says, Andrew, should I hold my shares in JP Morgan individual account? Well, Edward, I prefer Webull. That's up to you. Some people aren't even qualified to use Webull. If you are, you can get 2 free stocks with it. Right? That's pretty fun. Sometimes they do 3 free stocks. Sometimes they do 4. So make sure that you look at the link in the description to get that. Let's see. David Zine says, the fact that certain brokerages were out of the blue calling their holders to see if they could borrow their shares makes me think that they are messing with Ortex. Trey's Meatball Sub says, this makes perfect sense. They are watching us watch Ortex, so they use it to scare everyone off. Pretty smart, really. Okay, well, Trey's Meatball Sub, seems like you're gonna get pinned for you know what, for this. You're gonna go there. Oh, and you disappeared. Oh, and you keep disappearing. Boy, do I love OBS. I love OBS with all of my heart. Let's see. Craig Arnell says the Ortex return shares number seems right based on Monday's price increase. They covered some of their positions Monday, gets returned today. Wait a secundo. Wait a hot second. Oh. There we go. Okay, cool. Paul Ruiz says, hey, does my member button change automatically? Yeah, it does. The longer you stay a member, the cooler badge you get. And if you zoom in, you get to see that it's actually a Meatball coin. If you like open it in the new tab, I guess, you can see it's a new Meatball coin. It's pretty cool. Ed Holly says, what are the thoughts of people repeatedly borrowing shares on loan and holding them, waiting to short at the top of a squeeze to make optimal gains? Sure, you're just going to keep paying interest. Do you want to keep paying interest? That's the question, right? Millions of dollars of interest, with a possible like payoff once everyone that you are currently shorting against squeezes. That's pretty weird. But if people are going to short on the very top of the squeeze, that's a different question entirely. Carlos Santana says, 1,000 likes, are we Meatball worthy? We certainly are. So here's the question for the day, right? We're going to put you in a random number generator. The first 3 people that get this question right win a chance to be able to get the giveaway here, the drawing. And if you, in particular, are someone who likes trivia about the show, you're in luck. Sometimes they're about anime, sometimes they're about the show, sometimes they're about stocks. But this time around, I have a question about, you guys ready? Hector. Who is Hector? What do I say when Hector does his thing in the morning, and what does he do? That's fun. Gives us a chance to be able to play around here. Monday Crawford says, oh no. Well, Monday, I'm sorry to hear that. Let's be nice in the chat, guys. You don't have to call each other names. Always be excellent to each other. Paul Ruiz says, seems like I've been a member for like 12 years. Sure feels like that. Meatball coin is legit, that's right. Okay, let's see. Hector, the best friend, the roommate with the coffee in the morning. I see a bunch of people making roommate. I guess I'll just accept that answer. Yeah. A bunch of you had said roommate. Let's see. I think the first person that said the right answer was BTS Sandwich. Okay, we'll do this quick. And then right back to the after hours price action here. We always seem to lose some people. They're like, oh, raffles, darn. Do raffles turn you guys off? You guys not want them? I mean, it's already been a while since we had 100,000 subscribers, so we don't have to keep doing these. Evoy is always the top of the clock here. Ape of Americas. Krang says roommate makes the coffee. He really does. None of you have said wife's boyfriend yet, which is nice. He's the coffee connoisseur. Jessa knows that's right. It's me, Karen. BTS Sandwiches, my life is complete. Noah says, nah, more raffles. Blazer Dave says, I like raffles. Let's see. Yes, he makes me espresso while reading you the Wall Street Journal. You know, Dave, just for that, you get to come on here too. That's not the right answer, but that's very fun. Accomplice! Human man. Joey was listening. Joey gets to go on here. He is human man. Easier to confuse him with Professor Meatball. David Jeffers says, I've tried hundreds of times. I've been in the list once. Well, David, now you're in the list twice. Millennial Lifestyle says, I said roommate. ... And then we'll do one more. We'll do Kyle Sampson. All right, random choice, 3, 2, 1, keep it short. Ape of Americas. Go ahead and send me an email at andrewmobusiness@gmail.com. You just won something from the merch store or a one-on-one with yours truly and Professor Meatball. Hope you enjoy either of those cool little giveaways as we celebrate once again the end of the quarter and 110,000 subscribers. Okay, Nelstradamus says, is everyone excited for the upcoming Robinhood IPO? Let's short the crud out of it. Oh, man. Well, that's not. That is one of the perfect positions that we have to talk about in terms of Robinhood's news today. Agreed to pay over, agreed to pay $70 million to settle a regulatory investigation. Seems like they don't want to say that they're guilty for something, but they definitely don't want to say that they're not guilty for something either. Keith Cloverdale says, only a spy would leave at a raffle. Vincent, you'll have another chance later. Carly says that she's sorry. I don't know what she's sorry about yet. Seems like name calling. That's okay, right? As long as we apologize and we're excellent to each other. Let's see. Blazer Dave says, I would put shorts on short on Robinhood. All right, there's this unrelated GameStop Congress conversation here. Can I get more? Yes. I can get more articles. Robinhood in talks to settle FINRA probes into options trading practices outages. Oh, is this from today? Robinhood pays record fine to FINRA. So Robinhood is still in talks to settle this. Is this from today? No, this is from February. This is from February. Nobody get too excited. So Robinhood pays another fine on top of the one that they paid a while ago. Monday, Crawford. Oh no. Let's be civil. I think let me know Monday if you're still uncomfortable, and then the mods will look into this more closely. We definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable Monday. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Let's see. You gotta bring it in. Always be excellent to each other. Siblings always fight. Robinhood gave government what? $10 for every person harmed from their actions while giving any of the clients restitution. Yeah. Where's my money, Lebowski? Where's my money, Robinhood? Come on. So Robinhood pays a record-breaking fine to FINRA back in Feb, and now another $70 million to settle a regulatory investigation. Marshall says, girls, you're both pretty. Dave says, add a 0 or 2. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, shoot. So we were waiting around on more barcoding. GME is not disappointing. Each of these barcodes have been at the levels of resistance and support that I've drawn out here, right? So at 210 right here, and 214 is the next level of support that we are doing barcoding at here. Blazer Dave says 700 billion. Vlad needs to be defunct. 700 bill. Wow. That's probably more money than they have. Or if it's not, then sure. What is the new Ortex data, says your vape? We have a 10% change in the short interest. Now this is a percent of this as a denominator, which is why it's confusing. So you're looking at this and you're like, oh, that down 10%, was GME ever 20%? It was a while ago, but this is a 10% dip from a 12% short interest. AMC dipped 6% for a from a 19.5% short interest, where we had nearly 100 million short yesterday. That's that new Ortex data. Can you zoom in on AMC? You got it. That's what we got to work with today. Eurovape says, wow! Mr. 26 says, I'm having an extremely lucky day at the moment. I got a pizza and wings for $34, which is like $64. A man gives me a free pop Harley Davidson live wire down $10,000, and I just got a new phone. That's basically the best day ever. Thank you for sharing with that. Now I'm happy thinking about that day. That's nice. And they paid off a credit card debt with a bit of the AMC shares. Still holding 40 shares of AMC, going to the moon. That's just too many good omens for you. Aww. That's nice. Bobby Hall says, thanks. Zamia says, shameless corruption from Hedgies. Favorite scotch? That's a pretty easy answer. But I don't hold this to just I hold scotch to a high standard. Just kidding. I'll drink whatever comes in the PO box. Uh-huh. SEC is building a team to take down Citadel. Ooh, that sounds cool. I would like that to be true. I'm not sure if it will be. Jessa says, what's happening? I closed chat for an SEC. I'm now going to read every time I see the word SEC as SEC. Stark Doc says, can you explain that whether or not short interest is good or bad? It's good for the pending short squeeze. It gives us assurance that shorts have not covered and that the price action as it currently stands is just a rubber band pulled all the way back. And so that's a great question. So people will see the short interest and they're like, oh, it's low. Is that good? Is that bad? No, don't leave it on red. I'll say PayPal information is this email. Jezebel says, LOL, had a smoked old fashioned this weekend. Would have been good, but dang, it was spicy. Ooh. Sergio says, I no longer date short girls because of AMC, I see.
What?
Because of the shorts. Because out of principle, short people are now associated with with the very aspect of shorting. That was a sarcasm. Oh. Now we're getting into it. Odin Trade says, we got a Nashville hot rotisserie chicken and they're smashing it in your face. Ooh. That sounds good. What do I think about Castor Maritime? Oh yeah, good time to talk about other stocks. Real quick, we won't take too much time. Let's take a look at CTRM. All right, CTRM had a strong sell signal from the top of the day before, and has just been non-stop bearish. This bearish cloud right here, oscillating down into a potential crossover, then actually reversed to stay bearish. So right now we have some consolidation. It looks like a lot of the rest of the stock market right now just does not have enough, it doesn't have enough volume, doesn't have enough consolidation to do much. Millie Battison says, yeah, they'll manipulate you. Paul Ruiz says, I'm on a margin call for girlfriends, LOL. Ooh, Ronald just killed a carne asada burrito. A burrito. I haven't seen anything bad Carly has said yet. Oh yes, Carly, we gave you a chance. Carly, do not be mean to Monday. I don't know why you're fighting, but I will turn this stream around. young Mr. and young lady, or whoever you guys are. XX Itadakimasu XX says, hey Andrew, thanks for explaining. Do you think you can check out Newegg? Okay. I'm thinking about building a PC myself. Whoa. Okay. PC Master Race coming in here. I think this is the same Newegg. Strong buy signal back on the 29th of June yesterday. Brought you up from $10 all the way up to 21. That's 100% rip. All thanks to Lux. If you bought this right here, you would be 100% up your money, which is kind of a fun idea. As long as you hold money and you have Lux Algo, you're able to double your money at any point. Like a fun little get out of jail free, but like double your money with this app. Does Lux Algo have after hours? Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. One day Crawford says, will you please turn this chat around?
Okay. Just take the camera.
I'm gonna turn it to the wall.
Yeah,
We'll turn the stream around. Oh, that reminds me. That was one of the movies that unfortunately I remember very well. It's Are We There Yet with Ice Cube. At that point, I was like, that was Ice Cube when he was 30 years old, or he was pretending to be 30. Workhorse says Giselle Hell. Ollie Cox is asking about the short interest. Okay, let's answer Workhorse real quick. Workhorse. That is one S too many. Workhorse coming off of a strong sell signal. Not much price movement from that sell signal after a strong. Let's actually take a look on the 1 hour chart. There we go. After a strong sell signal back in February, Workhorse hasn't been able to recover to the January heights at all. No gamma squeezes, nothing, just sideways consolidation for a long time. Then a strong buy signal brought you from $8 all the way up to $18. That is more than 130% up in the last month from May 26th. That's a month and 4 days ago. Right now we have another strong buy signal from the 14s, brought you up to 16. Workhorse looks like it has potential to rip, but right now doesn't look like it's going to go any further. At the very least, retaking and reclaiming the strength of its position back in January. Oh yes, just block each other. There we go. Yes, nothing wrong with blocking people, especially if you can't get along. We can agree to just not look at each other anymore. Carly, stop apologizing and then being rude. You can apologize, but then you have to stop being rude, okay? Let's take a look at AMC. I don't know the context, so that's why I'm trying to be objective here. Down. So let me just take a refresh here. I'm not sure if Ortex actually updates its data after hours. I suppose not. AMC still at 17.96%, and that is the update on the Ortex short interest. Once again, a higher short interest is a more pulled back rubber band, and it gives a better chance for the potential price action of the stock to rebound in the near future, especially since we've been crossing our fingers for that mother of all short squeezes. Aw, Lax Lifters is grinding hard at Data Science Bootcamp. They let their cohort know about this channel. Excellent. What's up, Lax Lifters? Love to hear that the boot camps are still running strong. Hey, those of you that subscribed, I appreciate it, right? We've been here for an hour of the after hours. Looks like the price action is going to stay pretty, well, for GME, barcoded, but for AMC, pretty much around the VWAP, a few dollars up, maybe a few dollars down. I'm assuming that AMC is going to continue in the after hours until pre-market, and I'm expecting some volatility from there. If this volume was any indication of the lowest volume that we could have because of the potential outburst, the potential breakout of price action if the hedge funds allowed AMC's price action to continue running, that might be reflected tomorrow because there's going to be no expectation, and that means that apes will have no hesitation. So there it is. We are looking at the markets once again from the perspective of you guys in the Moon Platoon. I want to say thank you for making this show possible. Without you and the sleepy Professor Meatball there, it would just be me talking to myself during the pandemic in a room, and that means a lot. Being able to find your financial freedom with the channel starts with the subscribe button, but those of you that already have, major kudos, and I strongly thank you. We'll see you guys in the morning bell. We'll have a video explaining what happened from today. And if you guys wouldn't mind coming back to this stream, dropping a comment when the stream is over, and making sure that you watch that video that I upload from end to end and turn your bell icons on so that you won't miss out. Thank you guys again, and we'll see you in the money. Peace.